G'day and welcome back, guys, to episode 3 of the Journeyman story with Dinamo Zagreb. So, if you watched the previous couple of episodes, you see how far the club has progressed, and this is going into the third season. But the key thing about this is my final season at Zagreb, and I will be resigning at the end of this season to move on to a new club. But without further ado, roll the intro and we'll see where we're at the start of the third season. So guys, excuse me, here we are at the third season at Zagreb now. Date is the 4th of September, so as you'll see, played a lot of games. Even though finishing champions again in Croatia, I still have to go through all the piddly qualifying rounds for the Champions League, which is what we managed to do quite easily against a team I've never heard of, Trenčín, where are they from anyway? Trenčín, Slovakia. Never heard of them before. But yeah, got past them, no problem. Then Glentoran from Ireland, got past them. And then managed to get a little bit of revenge, because if you remember from the first episode, we got knocked out of the qualifying rounds by Ludogorets for the Champions League. 2 years on, in our third season, didn't just get revenge, but absolutely annihilated them. 5-0 in the first leg, 4-1 in the second leg. So yeah, 9-1 an aggregate, absolutely whooping them and going into the Champions League proper. Which, if I filter out, oh, what have I done there? Hang on, made a boo-boo. No, I don't want the medical centre. Where have my fixtures gone? Alright, hang on. Champions League. There we go. Sorry, having a bit of a blonde moment there. No offence to blondes, by the way. So yeah, our Champions League fixtures are Barcelona, Rennes, Dinamo Kiev, Borussia Dortmund, Fenerbahce, Bayer Leverkusen, Liverpool, and Ajax as my last two fixtures. And you know what? Besides, I'd say Barcelona and Liverpool there, we can hold our own, and I think we could get some decent results here. I especially want a little bit of revenge against Fenerbahce for knocking us out the Europa League last season, so I definitely want to take them on again. As for the rest of it, so let's go all competitions. There we go. As for the rest of it, it's as you were in the league. 2-1 in our first game of the season against Hajduk Split. Then another win, a draw against Istra, which is the only blip, because then it's just win. And I believe up to this point we're on it's over a 30 game undefeated run in the league, so it's all good. Let's have a look at the transfers that I brought in for this season, and it's been very, very busy in the transfer market, so much so that I've broken a couple more records. Let's have a look at who's gone out first. So yeah, sadly, Ramon Mires and Kulinovic, both our star strikers from last season and the season before that, have both gone. Both bids were accepted by the board without my say-so, and I couldn't do anything about it. Sambia, who only spent one season with us, has gone to Fiorentina. Again, the board accepted that offer, and Sambia wanted to leave. Pekovic wanted to leave as well to go on to a new challenge, same as Nevestic. He wanted to go for a new challenge as well. So I didn't really have much choice in the majority of these. They either wanted new challenges or the board accepted the bids. And as you know, there's nothing you can do about that. A few other of the sort of squad players have gone for cheaper money, but in all, brought in nearly £40 million, which again is a Dynamo record. But I have spent it wisely, I think. I brought in another striker to replace Mirez and Kulinovic, and I'll tell you why I've only brought in one in a second. Roko Simic, Croatian, very good striker on this game, only for just shy of 6 million in total. Then Vuskovic, who is a former Hajduk Split player, has come in for nearly 5 million. Then I needed a left back, so I went for Maximilian Mittelstadt. Never heard of him before. Decent enough player. Good stats all around. Going into his late 20s, but still good player. He started off alright on the average rating side of things. Sorry, I did sign 2 strikers to replace him. And I signed this guy for an absolute bargain, 1.4 million for Lois Openda. And as you can see from here, he's off to an absolute flyer. 16 goals in 13 games so far. Bear in mind, obviously, 10 of them were in the qualifying rounds of the Champions League. So, but even still, 6 in his first 7 league games. I decided to go for a slightly different type of striker for this 3rd season, and it seems to be working quite well. I've gone for more pace than strength, and the pace is ripping the Croatian defences apart. They don't like it at all. As you can see from his stats, physically very quick, mid-20s, so he's on the rise for it anyway. And I also needed to sign, with the fact that Nevestic went to Leeds, I needed to sign another goalkeeper, so I went for this guy. Again, another one I've never heard of, but I signed him from Salento, and he started off pretty well. 7 clean sheets and all, and he's a fairly decent goalkeeper in his mid-20s. So yeah, hopefully he'll stick around for a little bit after I've left. And a couple of squad fillers as well. Ludovic Rice, a Slovakian, sorry, I apologise if I got that mixed up. Centre midfielder, again, squad player who will fill a role. I also needed a right back after Sambia left, so I signed 2. And I got this guy, Aurelio Buta. He came from Frankfurt, Eintracht Frankfurt. Good full back, and again, started off really well. And then a youngster from Tottenham, who's one to build on for their future. Good talent, 20 years old, plenty of potential. Hopefully he gets to fulfill it while he's there. So that's pretty much the transfers done. Financially wise, we're looking very, very good now. 46 million in the bank. Transfer debt, 9 million, but that'll disappear over time. I've still got a bit in my transfer budget, but I'm not going to spend it. I don't need to. So the squad overall, as it stands at the moment, is this. If I go to pick without restriction, best 11, that's how they line up now. So new goalkeeper Plazari in goal, Sotalo and Delcroix as our mainstay centre backs, then Mittelstadt and Buta as our full backs, Del Morel and Lubicic as our centre mids. Batarina, what a player this guy's going to be. Annoyingly, over the summer period of this time as well, a lot of my players for the qualifying period of the Champions League and the start of the league were all away at the Olympics, and Batarina was one of them, so he hasn't played as many games, but he's still turning up. I mean, 8 games in total so far, 2 off the bench, 3 goals, 4 assists, average of 7.5. Can't really complain at that. And then Openda and Simic up front. Simic picked up a little bit of an injury, but that's okay because, I'll show you in a second, we have this guy, Marco, who has progressed on from last season. Absolutely amazing. Played 13 games in all so far, 5 goals, 3 assists, player of the match, and the 7.3 average rating. He's developing it into a great player. So if you're looking for a youngster who's got plenty of ability and potential, this guy is definitely one to watch out for. Along with, and I've changed this guy a little bit, Gabriel Rukavina. This guy is going to be phenomenal, I'm sure of it, just because of his pace and his agility. Might not be the strongest, but his mental attributes are progressing quite well. His technical attributes, when you look at it, don't look absolutely amazing, but the Croatian league is the perfect place, I think, for him to develop. He's only 21, potential ability all the way up to 5 stars. Still got to work on a couple of things, but I've actually changed his training to be an advanced forward, a striker. I think he's a little bit wasted on the wing because his crossing is not the best. But since I started playing him as a striker, 9 goals in 9 games and 2 assists with 2 player of the matches, an average of 7.5. Can't really complain of that. So that's another one for you guys to look out for if you're doing other save games, and it'd be a cheap option, especially at the start of this game. Only like a million, something like that. So yeah, and then the rest of the squad pretty much speaks for itself. I've weeded out some of the players that I didn't want, strengthened the squad again. So I've a look at my manager profile, and my reputation is up to 3.5 stars now. So when I run the simulation, let's see where we're at, and I think that will be it. So I'm going to run the simulation now, see how we get on this 3rd and final season before I resign, and we'll take it from there, and I'll see you on the other side. Welcome back, guys, and there we have it. 3rd and final season is done, and champions yet again. I didn't expect anything less. So let's have a look at the league table. There we go. Right, so still lost 3 games this season, which I'm not happy about. I was trying to get an unbeaten season, but it just wasn't happening. Goal difference again, plus 56, smashing the goals on this one. Scored 85 goals over the entire season, which is phenomenal. That's really, really good. So yeah, don't need to say anything else about that. Let's have a look at the stats. So I've not had a look at this yet, so let's have a look at the player overview. Most goals, Simic was in there. Rukavina was in there as well, which is good. So I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, that's alright. Let's have a look at the other competitions, see how we did. Oh, well, won the Croatian Cup. That's fine. Weirdly enough, this season there was no Charity Shield. I don't know why. That's odd. But even still, Champions League, we got to the knockout playoff rounds. So let's have a... Arsenal beat them. Alright. Enough said about that, the better. So let's have a look at the league phase, see how we did. Oh, we finished 21st. That's not too bad, actually. So who did we beat? We beat Kiev, we beat Barcelona at home. Okay. 2 draws against Ajax and Bayer Leverkusen. Okay, I was kind of hoping we'd win them. Winning them would have given us another, what, 4 points. It wouldn't have been far off, but we lost. Fenerbahce again. Got battered by Dortmund, which is disappointing, and coincidentally battered by Liverpool as well, but I expected that. Overall, not bad though. So we got through the league phase to the knockout round and got beat by... I can't help but be a little bit disappointed by getting beaten by Celtic. I was hoping we could at least make it to the round of 16. Because who did Celtic get? Arsenal, the eventual champions. But even that, I'm a little bit disappointed not getting past Celtic. But even still, goals-wise, Openda, joint with Haaland and Saka. Admittedly, the qualifying rounds help for that. Assist-wise, Batterina got 7, which is really, really good. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. That's pretty decent. So anyway, let's have a look at let's have a quick look at the finances, see where we're at, because when I started this 3 years ago, the finances weren't the best. We were dipping into debt and coming out of it, but now the overall balance, thanks to a couple of decent Champions League runs, really does help. 61 million in the bank, and they've given Transfer budget the last couple of seasons has been anywhere between 5 and 8 million. Now they're giving me 30.5 million, and I'm resigning. Transfer debt down to 5 million from 9, I think it was. So always the bloody way. Always the way. So yeah, we'll have a look at the squad. In fact, actually, we'll go on to that. I'll go best 11 without restriction. So pretty much as I expected, bar a couple of things. He looks like he plays Sitalo as a wing back and moved Vuskovic into centre back, which is alright. One player I did want to show you actually is another one, Alberto Del Morel. Really good all-round deep line playmaker, and he is of course wanted, but he's wanted now by like sort of some decent sized clubs, so he's definitely another one to look out for. His mentals are amazing, his physicals are all good, but his technicals are really good, and he's had a fantastic season again overall for the 2 seasons they've been here in the league alone. 66 games, 16 assists, average rating both over 7. Can't really complain at that. Let's have a look at a couple of the other youngsters like Batarina. 23 now. Looks like he's hitting his potential peak, as it were. His mentals and technicals and physicals have all risen up a little bit by the looks of it. But 3 solid seasons. Looks like he had an injury or something this season as well. But 10 goals again, only 2 assists, but still average rate. He's a good player, very good player. Marco, I still can't pronounce that last name. Anybody in the comments want to help? Please do. But again, another one who's progressed really well. 5 goals this season, 9 assists, average rating of 7. Can't complain at that. Simic, 38 goals in total. That's not bad going for your first season. I'm quite happy with that. And Openda in the end got 27. So he slowed down a bit, but it looks like he turned into a bit more of a provider because he got 14 assists as well. So that's not too bad. And who's the other guy? Where has he gone? Rukavina. The one guy I really wanted to keep an eye on. And 23 goals this season. Made a lot of substitute appearances, but again has progressed amazingly well. And is now a natural striker as well. Very good player. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Good progression all around. Let's have a look at all this. So top goals, Simic, Openda, Rukavina. You got 3 players all hitting over 20 goals in the season. You're on to a good run. Along with your midfielders chipping in with 10 each, 7. It's all good. Then you look at your assists, double figures for 4 of your players on assists, and a couple of your players just like one off. So all in all, I would say that is a very successful 3 years. Because my profile, even though it's still around 3.5 star, it hasn't. The game hasn't ticked over to the next season yet. And 7 trophies in the bag will definitely help. So I suppose on that, there is only one thing left to do, and that is resign from Dinamo Zagreb and get job hunting and seeing where there is, which I'll show you what is available at the time, and I may let it run for a couple of weeks to see if any other jobs come up, and we'll take it from there. So resign. I think that was it. There we go. I've resigned. And Dynamo looking for a new manager. And who is left? Backroom staff members. Sources close to the post. Okay, so he's my head of youth development. And Arashchich as my assistant manager. I'll keep him on there as well. So let's have a little look at the job centre and see what's available. So all the manager positions besides that one. So we've got Troyes, Roma, Zulvargam, Bruges. Can't do Croatia again. Croatia is done. Granada, Spezia, PC Zwolle, Man United. No, I can't bring myself to do it. I really can't. It's the one team when I'm playing Football Manager I've never managed, and I can't bring myself to do it. I feel dirty when I do it. So Grasshoppers in Switzerland might because I want to do some of the smaller countries still. So that may be a choice. A couple of Belgium League as well as Saint Etienne in France. There's definitely some potential here, but this episode has gone on for a little bit longer than I intended, so I will leave it at that. And thank you very much again for watching, guys, and supporting the channel. Please leave a like, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe if you want to continue watching these. It's free after all, and click the little bell icon for when the next videos come out. And so the next episode for this one will be out a few days. I'll try to keep them spaced out every few days to get them released, so keep the content up to date. So yeah, I'll leave it at that, and then in the next episode we'll find out which team I've gone for. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next episode. Cheers.